What's up, YouTube? Today Pebbles is getting a new enclosure from Oasis Exotic Enclosures. Cue the intro, dive on in. Alright guys, so like the intro said, we just got a new enclosure for our beaded lizard from Oasis Exotic Enclosures. So this cage is 31 by 20 by 20. And this is going to be perfect for the beaded lizard for a while. I did take the doors off and put it upside down. I washed everything out with chlorhexidine. And I'm going to install the heating and the legs on it right now, real quick, just for you. Alright, so we're going to put our little 3M feet. Most of these enclosures, something I wanted to add is, most of these enclosures usually work off of lighting or like those radiant heat panels or whatever. This one works with belly heat. And I will show you how all of that works here in a minute. But first you got to put the feet on so your enclosure is not sitting directly on the heat mat and the electrical cords that are running it. So these are going to be just like little tabletop legs, but there is other ways to set this up. Okay, so I'm going to install this right about here. I'll put it over here in the middle. Yeah, that'll work out just fine. I'll put it right here in the middle. So Pebbles has the nice warm spot. I keep Pebbles on a, it's like 88, 89 degree hot spot. Basically just like a ball python. 88 to 90, say, hot spot. Belly heat. With, try to keep the room at 60% humidity. And my room ambient fluctuates between, like, depending on the time of year. It usually stays, you know, average of 80 degrees in here at all times. So I'm sweating, it's humid, it's hot. But it'll fluctuate between 78 and like 81. And then I've been running Pebbles. I actually won this from Reptile Exotics a while back, but this is something I recommend to all like first time ball python owners. This little Inkbird thermostat works great. Comes with the probe, and you can dial in the settings. It's a plus or minus 1 degree on off type little thermostat, but it works great for what you need. And I put the Inkbird probe on with this foil tape. This is like that duct work for AC, HVAC installations. And if you want to come up here and show this, Mrs. Small Town, I just tape it directly to the bottom of the heat mat. And so it's going to pick that up, and then I will adjust the settings on here by the surface temperature of the inside of the cage. So it doesn't really matter what it says on here, like it might say 93 or it might say 98 or something, but I'm going to be heat gunning the inside of the bottom of the surface of the tank when it gets to that time. Okay, so we'll get this all flipped around and I'll show you the other side. Alright, so here is the front. I had taken off the doors, so they're glass doors, so I didn't want to break them when I was flipping them around, but they got stainless steel tracks, and we'll go over how you install them back in. You tilt these out, put them in, line up the holes. Alright, so these are just washers with little acorn nuts that screw right on the back. I mean, you shouldn't be taking this off on a daily basis anyway, so they got acorn nuts though, so then that way there's no sharp edges in there for whatever animal you're housing in here. In this case, a beaded lizard, but I believe there is 5 bolts. Okay, so now that it's assembled, it's got sliding doors, really nice. This is, Matt's gonna kill me because I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a form of like molded plastic similar to other enclosure brands. But where this one gets different is you're not relying on lighting or heat, radiant heat panels. You can use belly heat. Over here you got molded in handles for carrying ease. I can carry this one real easily by myself. Right here, you see these female threads right here are for brackets. So when you have more than one of these, you will have bolt-on brackets. So these stack and there will actually be a space of air. All the weight will be held on the sides, so there won't be any bowing in the center, and you'll have a gap in here for if you're running belly heat. And then here is where it gets better. On the back, these female threaded connections that are molded in are for a mount where you, similar to like a TV mount for a flat screen. He is building a mount for this that will screw into the studs of your wall, and that will screw into here, and then this baby will be mounted to the wall. So you won't have to leave it on the floor, and you won't need a giant table or a stand. You won't have to build anything. This thing will be mounted to the wall just like your flat screen TVs. That is innovation. That is why I chose Oasis Exotic Enclosures. This thing is phenomenal, and he is going to start running bigger sizes here in the future. If you have any questions about this enclosure, pricing, the direction of Matt's company, Oasis Exotic Enclosures, get a hold of him. All of his information will be in the description down below. Great guy, and he's a musician, so if you like music, that's a bonus too. So we'll cut over and I'll get this all set up for Pebbles. Okay, so what we did was we plugged in the thermostat. It was already preset at between 93 and 94. That's where it'll keep it. And you see the thermostat's reading 92.9 right now. So let's check the inside temperature. So it is reading 93.5 on here. And the internal temp, ambient temperature in there is about 81. I do have my fan, my blower fan off, so it will cool down a little bit after. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down by 1 degree. So the next step is just filling it in with some cocoa blocks. So this is, I will add some more stuff in here for Pebbles, some like, you know, I want it to look pretty like decorative and stuff in here too. But I don't want to freak Pebbles out because Pebbles has only been in one tank his whole life, or her whole life, whatever it is. But so I am going to put in substrate, put in the original log hide and the original water bowl until Pebbles gets comfortable in here. So with the temperature of the bottom surface of the flooring being at 92, by the time it gets through the substrate, it should be close to 90. That's plenty good for Pebbles. And even if Pebbles does get all the way down and digs down, because Pebbles does like to burrow down sometimes and lay right on the heat, then 92 is not going to be the end of the world. So it's going to be a real simple setup here. This is Pebbles' original hide. So this is all scented with Pebbles right now. And I will put it in there like that. Put the water bowl on the cool side. So this is my little feeding thing that I feed Pebbles into. So I just make sure Pebbles can't turn around. Pebbles is getting pretty big, and Pebbles was in like a, I don't know, a small aquarium. So here is Pebbles in the new habitat. I'm gonna have to set up some LED lighting for Pebbles here, but I think Pebbles is gonna like it. A lot more room. And that is that. All I have to do is install the locks. Okay, so we got the simple slider type lock here. And Nobody can get in, nobody can get out. Good. I can take the key if I want to. I'll just leave it in and just simply open it up. And Pebbles is out cruising. So big shout out to Oasis Exotic Enclosures. Give him a ring, a jingle, a message, whatever you need to do, man. I highly recommend these enclosures. I love it already. Matt is a great guy to work with, so go show him some love. Until next time, guys, rock on.